Hello pilots and welcome to MotionRC.com. I'm your product specialist Wesley from right here at MotionRC, and today we have the all-new UH-1 Huey in the RotorScale lineup. Now it's growing exponentially. As you know, as of today we have 3 new models in this lineup, and I am excited to see that they actually come in little boxes that say MotionRC on them and everything, so I'm excited to see these. This is the little UH-1. You know, I have a special place in my heart for Hueys. If I ever do a big one, this is probably what I'm going to do, is a Huey. But, you know, there's something magic about one with Fortune and Son and all the Vietnam movies. You just got to get into a Huey. So anyway, this one comes completely assembled for you in the box outside of screwing on the little gun pods on the side. And it does come with some stickers in the box, so you can make it look like this one as the hog head, or if you want to make a different rendition of a helicopter, you can. But this is the one that comes included in the box. But the stickers are off to make it easy for our customizers to have some fun with this one. Now, speaking of that box, you want to make sure you don't get rid of this because the helicopter does fit back in it really easily, and you can store it there and move it around as needed without damaging it. So let's actually look at getting your helicopter out and set up. What you need to do is get the USB charging cord that comes included in the box and plug that into any open USB port on a computer or cell phone charger, whatever. Then plug that into the flight battery. You'll see there's a red light on the flight battery that's going to come on, and when it finishes charging, that red light will turn off. So now that you've got your battery charged, we need to actually get the batteries in the back of the controller. Now, the one thing you'll need to buy in addition to these helicopters is 4 AA batteries to put in the back of your transmitter. Once you've done that, we'll be ready to actually get this thing ripping. So now that we have all our batteries ready, let's actually power up this model. From the bottom of the helicopter, you're going to slide your battery into the battery bay. Once you do, you'll feel it click in. On the transmitter, we're going to then turn on the power button, then flip the helicopter upside down and hold the power button on the battery. You'll see all the lights of the helicopter begin to flash. At that point, we need to set the helicopter down on a level, flat surface, then take the collective or throttle stick and push that to the top, then back down to the bottom, then let it center in the neutral position of the transmitter. You'll hear an audible beep, and then the lights on the helicopters are gonna turn solid. This will tell you we're ready to actually fly it. So at this point, we're all powered up, we're ready to go. All we need to do is one of 2 things. So we can either reach down and hit the 1-button takeoff button. The helicopter will spool, jump off the ground to about 4 or 5 feet, and be up to you to control at that point. The other option is you can always take the sticks down into the outside. This will commence the main rotor blade to spinning. Once that's done, you simply add collective, also known as the throttle stick, and the helicopter will jump off and you will be flying. Now, this helicopter does not have GPS in it, but it does have a gyro that's going to keep it pretty darn locked in for you. It also has an optical sensor that's going to help with variation in altitude. So pretty stable flying little helicopters for the price. So now that the helicopter's up in the air, we need to talk about some of the features on your transmitter that you're going to use while you're flying. So on the transmitter, at the top left-hand corner, you're going to have a little mode selecting bar. You actually can push that from left to right, and there are 3 slide positions. All the way to the left is going to be your low rates. So the more you push the stick, the helicopter barely moves in low rate. You can bang it all the way from one side to the other, and that helicopter is going to move gently. Now, in the middle position, the helicopter is going to move a little faster. And then if you take it all the way to the right-hand side, this is going to be high rates. This is the most performance you can get out of the helicopter. Your bank angle limits are higher, and the helicopter will move faster in this mode. Now, we need to work our way into high rates, because when you're in high rates is how you're going to use the other feature of this helicopter, which is its inverted flight mode. Now, I know it's kind of silly on a scale helicopter to have an inverted flight mode, but it's a blast to play with it, so I'll tell you how to use it. So in order to get your helicopter to fly inverted, it's as simple as reaching over to the throttle trim tab, getting the helicopter at least 20 feet up in the air, then tapping that trim tab upwards. You'll hear a beep from the transmitter, and then you'll simply push the stick on the right-hand side, either to the right or the left. That'll make the helicopter flip over upside down, and it will also invert all of the controls on the transmitter. So, whenever you're inverted, the helicopter flies exactly the same as when it's right side up. So it's actually really easy. So if you master flying it right side up and get comfortable, you can flip it over and it's gonna be exactly the same. But when it's inverted, remember you can't land. So be ready for it when you get to that mode. To get back out of inverted, simply fly the helicopter up to about 20 feet again, push your trim tab up once again, and flip the helicopter off using the stick to make it flip back over to the right way. And then you can bring it in and fly it how you want. Now, lastly, we have to talk about landing. Every flight that takes off has to land. Don't care what it looks like, but it will land at the end of that flight. Now, the way we do it with this helicopter is we simply bring it down to about 5 feet from the ground, and then we can hit the 1-button landing option, and it'll just come down, spool down, and land gently. The other option, of course, is you can manually fly it down. Once you get it on the ground, take your throttle stick and just hold it at the bottom. It will then shut the helicopter down after 2 seconds. And of course, the final option is bring it down, get it on the ground, hold the emergency stop button. It will also turn it off that way. So that's your 3 ways of landing outside of hitting a tree, which we never want to do. So remember, wherever you're going to fly these little guys at, make sure it's an open space. Because if you fly these around any kind of trees or anything, there is a chance you're not going to have a helicopter at the end of this. So just think about that before you fly these, especially if it's indoors. You don't want to really be running these into walls and things. The blades are spinning pretty quick. If you hit yourself with this helicopter, it's going to hurt also. So use your noggins, guys. Be careful where you're flying these little guys. Have a blast with them. And yeah, they're pretty sick. All right, pilots, we brought the little Huey out here in the front yard. It's a beautiful day. We're gonna take it up for a little quick flight. I'm gonna be quiet for this so you just get the sounds of the helicopters. Let's take this thing up. So I'm gonna push the 1-button takeoff. Ta-da! Well guys, I've been Wes from right here at MotionRC.com. These things are available right now at the time of this video coming out. So if you want one of these sweet little helicopters, go get one. And as always, whether it's air, land, or sea, you can get it right here at MotionRC.com. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new to Motion RC. We do these RC videos every single day. And we will see you in the next video. Bye guys! Woo!